Greetings everyone. I'll be installing a Kenwood KDC-X300 radio into my Infiniti. I pried along the side here and this whole thing just popped right out. I pried the center console plastic thing up, popped right out, disconnected these knobs. Then I screwed out these screws here and over here on the bottom. That brings me to my second stage, which is the actual removal of the panel. Now all I did was pull out and remove this whole setup. Now I have a whole bunch of cables to remove so I can get to the back of the radio and the back of all this equipment, because I will be replacing the radio. Now you remove these plugs by pressing your screwdriver in right here in the center, and then it releases just like that. This is the GPS now to the radio and climate control to be able to put it in my lap and work on it. Now, when I pulled these connectors out of the back of the radio, I plugged in my new adapters immediately so I wouldn't lose track of where the cables went or fell behind, and so I wouldn't get them mixed up with any of the other cables with the other equipment. So right now, my new cables, my adapters for my adapter kit is already hooked in place. My radio is disconnected except for the GPS audio inputs, and I'm about to move on to my next step. So what I did was I disregarded, and that part of the kit came with a new bracket that goes into the car. Here's the new bracket. Here's the climate control. Here is the new radio itself, and here is a new storage bin that's going to be part of the car now. Screwed in the screws on the side. I put the sleeve in place, bent out the tabs on the top and the bottom. I will now do so on the side, and then you could slide this in to the chassis and it'll lock, and you'll be ready to remount the whole bracket in the car. Okay, I reconnected all the cables that were behind the radio, remounted it, tightened up these screws here, that one here, and I'm in the middle of tightening up the last screw that will mount the dashboard back in place, and then I intend on doing a test. Earlier, before we began our installation, I disconnected our negative terminal on our battery. I'm placing it back in place, and I'm about to tighten it up. Now, to turn it on, reconnected the battery, and radio is on.
There's a breaking ball strike.
And seems to be working fine. Another thing I almost left out is I installed this microphone, tucked the cable in underneath near the windshield, all the way to the corner, in through this column, all the way down that weather seam, underneath the dashboard, went on top of all the little wiring and stuff that's there, up behind, and plugged it into the back. And now I will have my microphone for my telephone, and then I'll push this in place, and that's pretty much it.